ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trackmania Awards of 2021. I'm Lucas Turbo and I'm the host of this year's edition. You had the chance to suggest your nominees in 20 different categories. Also this year, we had some new categories and now it's time to reveal them. After the show, you have time till the 31st of December to vote for your favorite nominees. So you can just write !vote into my chat, then you're gonna find the link. And also there will be a slight change because we have the jury who's not influencing the public vote, but they also have a certain vote aspect. So we have two results. We have the result of the jury and also the result of the public vote. Alright, the link to vote you can find in my chat or also on the Trackmania news page. You will find it, but it will be revealed afterwards. And I also want to mention that if you want to log in to the page, you might have some difficulties, so go ahead, check out the status here, and then you are good to go. So you have to log in and log out again, and then everything is good. But before we're gonna start, thanks to the jury, thanks for everyone who was spending their free time and just voluntarily try to fetch data, try to put the best nominees and stuff like that. That was very great, so put a drag into the chat, thank you for that. Also thank you to Ozone for the dev part. Also thank you to Kakwafi, Luna and Emeniox for the jury coordination and the staff stuff. And then also, it will open afterwards. I'm just saying that once again. So, my first guest, because I'm not doing all of that alone, is a player that you might know. He was also quite successful this year in streaming. He has started this year with streaming. He is the wheel player, has played an outstanding first Trackmania Grand League season. It is none other than Granadi. So I hope that he is getting moved into my channel now, that he can start with the first categories, because they will be awesome. They will be awesome, and we're just gonna wait for Granadi until he can join the channel. I'm not sure if he's able to move here or not, but I think that should be Lauz or is it someone else's? Okay, there we go. There is Granadi. Hello. Thank you, firstly, so much for the raid, man. Thank you very, very much for the raid, and I hope you are doing great.
Yeah, I am. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also doing great. It was a lot of preparation today, I have to be honest with you, but it worked out. And let's start with the first category, shall we?
Yeah, of course.
Community Person of the Year it is. So what do you think, guys? Who was the person who were most invested into the game? We have 4 nominees, and let's take over with the first one.
Alright, so the very first nominee for Community Person of the Year is Aibo. Aibo, he has done a lot for the Trackmania franchise in general for so many years already, and it's really hard to name it all without breaking the page world record in a book, basically. He's one of the most senior MX staff members. He provides a lot of help to new players as well as to the development of the game in general. For example, by doing many bug reports and so on. And he's also one of the most available people for the community through the forum, through the Trackmania Discord, or also in-game. And he also is a great mapper in all Trackmania games and even a big event organizer. So he's basically doing everything, you could say. And this year he stood out with its perfect organization of the hashtag 10 years of Mania Exchange. It's basically the 10th birthday of Mania Exchange, where he was bringing together more than 10 events at once.
Yeah, Aibo is very, very invested in Trackmania. He's around until I just think about Trackmania. He is like a maniac, just like other people, but he's just so invested into that as well. So Aibo definitely someone that you always have to take onto the Community Person of the Year nominee list. Alright, that is our first nominee. Let's go with nominee number 2 in Community Person of the Year.
Alright, so the second person nominated is the one and only SRK. SRK is one of the figures of the emerging scene in Eastern Europe mainly, and also with his active participation in the development of mainly the Baltic and also the aesthetic and so on community. He easily ranks among the top 10 most active people on Trackmania this year, basically. He has been organizing a lot of events, it's actually crazy. And this year he has also helped a lot of young teams and new players to facilitate their integration by organizing a lot of high-standing competitions. And they basically all are among the best events in the game, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, his commitment to the game is incredible. SRK is putting in so much effort into all of the events, not only in the Baltics, but also in the Asian scene. So SRK also a deserved nominee in this category.
Definitely. The third guy nominated is someone, probably all of you actually know, and it is the one and only Cam. The question he's probably getting asked the most is whether he is a mod in every single TM stream, and the answer clearly is yes, I would say. It's actually crazy, and his dedication to communities on Twitch is just one, and not the only, but it's a very big part of his engagement in Trackmania. And he also has different names, for example, Master of Spreadsheets, Statistics, and Testing. And he also tortured many streamers and entertained thousands of viewers of ours with his Neoslide and Halfpipe helmet.
Oh no, we both played it.
Yes, was an interesting idea. And he has been also doing a lot of background work for competitions, for example, the Nordic Trackmania competitions championship, which was hosted by Virtual, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But the main reason for his nomination is that no one but him can stand vicariously for every moderator and editor volunteering for Trackmania creators. Hundreds of people dedicating so much of their time watching Twitch chats, editing clips and highlights, hyping communities, doing predictions, organizing discords, investing hours and hours into the background. I think it's a good opportunity to say thanks to all the mods and editors out here, especially we both know how it is, we both are streamers. So thanks a lot to all the mods out there for enabling our favorite creators and do what they do best, which is entertaining us.
Yeah,
so definitely well-deserved award, I think. Nominee, not award yet.
We don't know who's getting that award eventually. We also have one more nominee coming up. But yeah, I can just agree with that. It's incredible. Like, the small things make the huge difference. But let's go to the last nominee in this category.
Yes, the very last nominee in that category is someone that probably, I think most of you expect him to be here. It is Eirik Holdal. And if you want to get up to speed with everything that is happening in the scene in general, Trackmania's pro journalist has got you covered. Eirik Holdal is doing a lot of stuff everywhere. He's bringing in news, match results, live tweets, articles, interviews. It's just crazy overall. Although 2021 was not kind to Eirik because there weren't any offline events due to COVID this year, but still, it didn't stop the Norwegian reporter to let us stay informed on everything Trackmania related that happened this year. And last but not least, the Trackmania Awards creator recently announced he's also becoming an event organizer with a huge LAN competition in his hometown of Meloy, which is set to happen in 2022, which actually has the biggest prize pool of Trackmania's history on the line. Absolutely crazy. 50,000 euro prize pool. Definitely gonna be a nice year for him.
Yeah, it will be a bright year for Trackmania, hopefully, and I hope that we're sitting here in 2022 as well, but swimming in money. Jokes aside, I hope it works out, and let's go to the next category. Community Person of the Year, we have Ivo, SRK, Cam, and Eirik Holdal. There we go. Okay, the next category is Social Creator. Which of all the creators have created the most impressive content this year? Media creator have created videos, images, text, or for social media. Who's the first nominee here?
Yeah, the first nominee is someone that everyone should know. It is Spam. Spam has been a pillar of the Trackmania community for such a long time already now. But this year, which brought the biggest growth in viewer and playership since the arrival of Trackmania 2020, he has also received a significant gain in popularity actually. On Twitch with his regular streams, which bring him up to the top 5 most watched channel this year in Trackmania. On YouTube with his always better videos who have more and more views, and his community projects on Twitter, alone or with his team Alliance, bring great visibility for the Trackmania scene, as much in competition as in everyday play.
Yeah, he's so committed to the game, and you can also see his joy, so definitely a deserved spot here for Spam. But we have 3 more nominees in this category.
Exactly. The second nominee is a good streamer colleague by Spam. It is Virtual. Virtual is arguably the most known public figure in the Trackmania scene. And so we can basically easily say that he didn't pull a Virtual this year. And between his collaborations with big names or his videos, all more interesting and qualitative from each other. Not to forget his enormous work for the community as well, his cast, his stream, and all these things are basically making him a perfect nominee this year.
Yeah, he's just bringing Trackmania to the mainstream, you know? He is bringing the game towards us, or the viewers towards us, let's say like that, but he's reaching so many people. It's great to see that, and definitely a very, very deserved nominee in this category.
Exactly. The third nominee for this category is probably making you and me quite happy. It is it is the OK Boys, which might not be familiar to everyone, but the OK Boys is basically a merge of German creators and players that have had a huge impact on the world of Trackmania in 2021. There, for example, is joined Clips channel on YouTube. There is Grenades Rocket Start on Twitch. That's me. Hi.
Yeah.
And YouTube as well. Marius, his legendary status as longest active Trackmania player and streamer. Lauz Turbo, that's
Hello.
you. Being present as always as a very dedicated caster and
That's
streamer.
so weird.
There also is Ansgar, for example, who puts in a lot of effort with, for example, the queuing tool and other open planet stuff. There also is Ozone, for example, who is putting in a lot of hours for Trackmania Exchange and also Trackmania News. There is Firestorm, who's mapping shorts with various video creations. There even are more streamers like Amaterasu, Lars, Dexter, and Shorty, who are all on the rise on Twitch. And there also even are Shorty and Turbo, that's you again, Pok, who are greatly, participating at the live podcast Let's Talk Trackmania, which is a great thing. So yeah, actually, good year for us, Turbo.
It was a great year. I mean, my channel and your channel in particular blew up, and also Trackmania. And just seeing that we still are going strong is super nice. So glad to see us here in the nominees. It's very nice. But there's one more person in the category.
Yeah, and it is a person that we have actually already seen already. It is once again Eirik Holdal. He's one of the only few real journalists out there which are covering Trackmania with his big inside knowledge. And yeah, he has been attending plenty of events, either online or offline, and covering most of the happenings for the community on YouTube and Twitter. And so far, he has been known mainly for his interviews with pro players, as well as with developers from Nadeo, for example, Hylis and Softly, and giving them a possibility to get their thoughts visibility. And most recently, we already spoke about it, he has started one of his biggest projects, and also his biggest project, but also one of the biggest projects ever in Trackmania, which is the Trackmania Meloy 2022, which will be a Trackmania event that is hosted in his own hometown, and he will of course also cover that one with, and give the event visibility.
Yeah, well, I mean, every event which is very mainstream or like very popular in Trackmania, you just open Twitter and your whole timeline is filled up with Eirik. So he's doing a lot of work for Trackmania. It's going down a bit, but he's also quite busy with that. So, it is what it is. And let's go with the next category, which is Video of the Year.
Exactly, and the very first video that got nominated is a video by Virtual. We already spoke about it, and it is the video about the Trackmania cheating scandal. 2021 has been kind of special year for Trackmania. A big challenge emerged for the community in May, when a huge group of players has been exposed to having cheated at least once during their playtime. And the result was confusion and division between player groups. But thanks to the efforts of none others than Virtual and Donadigo, who started a very complex investigation and released their results, the community got to know the truth about big players like Riolu or Techno. And along with their investigation results, Virtual also released the video that got nominated, which is covering all the relevant details and explaining their workflow well. And the investigation and the documentary gained a big international traction and attention from the press on top of that.
Yeah, well, sorry for that advertisement, but I have I forgot to disable automated pre-rolls. I'm quickly gonna disable it. Maybe you can go for the next category. My bad, guys.
Yeah, I can. Professional.
Yeah.
Alright, so the second nominee is a video that is called Press Nothing, and it is a video. The whole title is "You literally have to press nothing to finish this track," and it is a video that was made by Le Bomba, which most of you probably know. And it basically gets described with 91 seconds of complete satisfaction, 91 seconds of silence, only accompanied by the sounds of the wind and the tires getting worked hard. 91 seconds where you have to literally not do anything to finish a racing course in Trackmania in a world record time. 91 seconds where nothing matters but perfectly smooth landings, unpredictable jumps and deflections. And 91 seconds of showing the world what Trackmania's deterministic physics along with brutally perfect mapping is able to accomplish. Press forward maps are a commonly known concept in Trackmania. They exist for so long already, actually. And obviously, since it's a common concept, a lot of people tried to build these tracks already. And while many failed, some gained a lot of recognition with the satisfying moment of perfectly landing a chained quadruple master backflip at 500 kilometers an hour. But yeah, La Bomba, with this video, he took it one step further and accumulated over 7 million views with his video of pure ecstasis. And I think with that, it is actually the most watched Trackmania video on YouTube, if I remember correctly, which is insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I was stumbling across his channel the other day and I was seeing this video and I was like, huh? It has so many views, but never change a winning tactic. You know, PF videos are always very, very true viral material, and they can see that this worked out fairly well. So the Press Nothing video definitely had a high influence and also high visibility for others this year. But we have 2 more nominees, and one of them is also a very, very good video. Or like both of them, but like one of them I really like.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, so the next nominee that we have on the list is a video which is about artificial learning in Trackmania. It is a video by Josh, and it basically shows how an artificial intelligence would try to play a map containing only pipes. And yeah, giving you a full rundown on how the first run did go up until the final run with thousands of iterations. So you really have the detailed way how to do that. And yeah, it's a very beautiful rundown on how the learning is done with this artificial intelligence. It's a very interesting video.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. It was like, I watched this whole video at like 3 in the morning and I was completely stoked by that something like this is even possible. So that was incredible. But yeah, that was the third nominee, and let's go to nominee number 4.
Yeah, nominee number 4 is a video made by Carlberg, where he is explaining his entire mapping history and journey in Trackmania. It is a 30-minute video long. It's a 30-minute long video. And yeah, he basically shows everything he have done in his Trackmania mapping career, and it perfectly shows that basically everyone starts somewhere, obviously. And even the batters, it is a very inspiring video about mapping and how they think when they work, and it has also some pretty cool stories about what he's been challenged of, and for the grand final, he even explained how he joined the academy of the most known Trackmania mapping team, which is Waypoint Mapping. And personally, I also think it's just a great video for beginners and also for professionals, because people can learn a lot with this video, so it's really nice. If you want to go into mapping, then this video is like a perfect point to start with.
Yeah, it's a red line for mapping. You can just consider so many things from that video. So a very deserved nominee, and Carlberg is also putting out has put a lot of content out this year. So also Drake for Carlberg, great job this year. But let's go on into the next category, category number 4, which is a very, very huge category, let's say like that.
Definitely.
Streamer of the Year. Who are our 4 nominees here?
Yeah, the first nominee is coming in very surprised. Nobody would have thought that he would make it, but it is actually Virtual.
Who's that?
Surprised?
Who's that person?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just reading your descriptor. I don't know who that is. No, anyway, yeah, the Norwegian streamer is basically attracting the largest audience in the entire game of Trackmania. His stream skyrocketed by gaining more than 150,000 followers alone in this year, which is crazy. He gained in this year way more than every other streamer even has. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He basically averages thousands of views in every single stream at this point, and he has not only grown to the largest Trackmania Twitch channel, but also to one of the largest streamers on Twitch, which is crazy, only by playing Trackmania mainly. And yeah, his content is varying from casting the Trackmania Grand League to mapping competitions, playing Cup of the Day, or also other creative content. And it is safe to say that you will find great content on Virtual's Twitch channel at any time. And also because he is not only doing like various type of content, but also because he is just very authentic and also just a nice guy.
Yeah, he's, I think, top 1000 English streamer, and just he has such a great impact on the streaming field, not only in Trackmania, also now branching out into real life streams. So Virtual deserved spot here as one of the nominees, but also the other 3 nominees are very, very influential in Trackmania.
Yeah, definitely. One of them who is already influential for a very long time is Spam. Spam is actually the longest active Trackmania streamer, who is not only showing his journey through the Trackmania Grand League by either practicing or having a cast on his channel by Sinas Apple during the step, but he also creates more casual content like RPG adventures, trial playthroughs, matchmaking, or Cup of the Day. So Spam basically does streams for everyone. The other day, the Alliance player said on his stream that he's more of a Trackmania wait, how do you pronounce the word? Enthusiast? Professional. Than a competitor, and he always shows his commitment and love to Trackmania on his stream. And yeah, this is also the reason why it was his most successful year of streaming for the Dutchman, actually. As we already said earlier, he also kind of skyrocketed this year.
Yeah, well deserved. I think no one else deserves it as much as Spam. He is around so long, and he's still going strong by even having like hardly like 100, 200 views, and now he's there where he is really successful with streaming. So Spam definitely worth to mention here, and he should not hide behind virtual.
Definitely not. Alright, so the third nominee for this year is another Trackmania Grand League player. It is from France, it is Bren. Bren has succeeded this year in basically confirming his status as the best French streamer. He was very irregular compared to the previous year and brought new things to the Trackmania community, with, for example, notably the creation of a very played competition every week. Bren is bringing a new community to the Carmine Corp as well, which will surely help the Trackmania development in the future.
Yeah, Bren, also very active streamer, playing RPG maps, playing trial maps, and also, of course, the Trackmania Grand League. So also a very nice player. But we have one more Frenchman on the list. But not French.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's insulting, right? Saying a Swiss person is French. I think that's insulting.
Yeah, I don't know. Now you already spoiled who it is. It is, of course, Yannick's. Yannick's. After 2022, Yannick stepped down from the spotlights of the Trackmania esports scene and got to focus more on his streams. And yeah, as a Swiss, Yannick's streams in French and offers a variety of content to his community, similar to how Bren and Spam and also Virtual do it, to be honest. They all are they have good content just in general, like very varying content. And part of that, for example, is taking part in a lot of events, mapping, discovering RPG and trial maps, and also organizing competitions under his name and for his team Edelweiss Esport. And he's also casting the Trackmania Grand League in English, where he is following
very nice cast, by the way.
Yeah, true. Where he's casting the POV of Mother each step for Edelweiss Esport. And yeah, his dedication for the community definitely makes him a worthy candidate for the award of Streamer of the Year.
Yeah, well, and I think this was one of the hardest categories to get the nominees across. You have like honorable mentions like Hello Mark, Scrappy, you know, so many people. Thanks. Also you, Granadi, you know, you have started streaming.
And also Lauz Turbo, to be honest.
Yeah, well, but it was so hard to just get across with that. And difficult. I think we could just continue this list and everyone could be on there in some way. You know, but we just went with those people, and the next time, if you don't agree with that, join the jury, you know? Join the jury, and don't complain next time.
Fault.
All right, let's go to the next category. The category which is Caster of the Year. Who was your favorite caster this year?
Yeah, actually, my favorite caster this year is this German guy called Lauz Turbo. I don't know if you know him, but he's such a good caster, actually, and he even got nominated. Crazy. Lauz Turbo, what can you say about him? What can I say about you, basically?
I don't know.
You are definitely a very involved caster this year in the Trackmania scene. You've been casting so many events, from very small ones to also very big ones, which is great to see. That's actually one thing I really like about casters, when they're not only casting like the big events, but also like the smaller ones. That's a great thing. And yeah, you basically have always the right view and opinion where it comes to competitive moments, and you always can share it with great passion and commitment. And yeah, also bringing in a lot of background knowledge, for example, because you have been in the game for so long already as well.
Yeah, let's go to the next nominee. I hate talking. I hate hearing praises about myself. All right, let's go to the next one.
Alright, the next one is Mr. G-Geek. G-Geek from France is also a very passionate and committed in his casts, and he also has a very recognizable voice, actually, which is kind of important for casts. And yeah, he never fails at hyping you up, and yeah, he basically has boundless energy, it feels like. And yeah, also his visions and his sense of analysis makes him a good caster overall, and it's definitely always a pleasure to listen to his cast.
Yeah, Geek, definitely a very nice caster. Too bad that I'm not casting together with him too much at the moment, but he also has such a good game awareness and such a unique voice, and his vocabulary. It's so great listening to him. So Geek, definitely well deserved being a contender for the Caster of the Year. Once again, he has won it last year. Let's see if he wins this year as well. But we have two more nominees.
Yeah, the third nominee is actually someone who should probably get an award for having the most nominees. It is Virtual once again. Yeah, Virtual is the official caster of Trackmania for their big events, basically. He could narrate you any type of games, and yeah, from the most boring one to the greatest final, he never fails to entertain you. And yeah, with his calm attitude and sharp view in the competitive scene, he definitely makes any kind of match interesting to follow.
Yeah, Virtual. Also, like having tens of thousands of views on his YouTube videos when he is uploading his cast, but also 10,000 live views. It's incredible to see how the stream is skyrocketing during the Trackmania Grand League. So great to see that, and also a very good cast. So definitely a worth nominee here. But we have one more nominee that probably not a lot of you have expected.
Yeah, he's a bit of an underdog, of course. It is Quantum Deathcat. Yeah, he is definitely the least exposed of our 4 nominees, but nonetheless a very good caster actually. He's mostly casting smaller community events, but he always does it with great excitement and professionalism. And in my opinion, his casts are really good. Like, he's not casting that extremely much. Like, you don't see him like everywhere. But his casts are super entertaining, so you should definitely check it out in case you haven't already.
Yeah, well, and sorry for the typo here. Can happen, guys.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so Quantum Deathcat, also a very good caster, can hype so much. It's incredible. This one clip where in the North American Cup, where someone failed the ending and he was just hyping everything. It was great, man. Quantum Deathcat. Super cool. I hope that he can also cast the Trackmania Grand League in the next season. So definitely a very nice caster. Cool. And, well, those were the first 5 categories. Thank you so much, Granadi, for joining. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. Alright, then I wish you good luck or have fun, and yeah, both basically, for the upcoming 15 categories. There is a lot to come still, so yeah, it was nice being here. And yeah, bye-bye at chat and at Turbo.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, we have the next 5 categories coming up. And we are getting joined in by one of a person that is very, very knowledgeable about those categories. It is a person that has also skinned a lot this year. It is Mang. Hello, Mang. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, that's normal.
First time on the stream.
It's all good.
But,
I was also very nervous, but no, it's good. So, Mang, I mean, you have been around in Trackmania this year like so much. You have also approached me, and you were one of the best skinners in the game. And I think it is very nice that you are presenting this category as well, or those categories.
Thank you very much. I've tried to become one of the good ones, but I'm still new to the game.
You are one of the good ones, definitely.
So, yeah. But the first category is the skins, right?
The skin is the first.
Yeah, so the first to be nominated is Shumi Skins, who made the Evo skin. And this skin takes the Evo brand to the next level. It has created a lot of hype around the Evo brand. It's amazingly detailed and unique. And Shumi delivers with an awesome show of graphics to elevate the skin to the next level. And I really think that he delivered such a great skin, and I think the community has taken it to themselves, and I see them everywhere, driven around.
Yeah,
as you can see on the images.
It's a great skin. I also really like it. I mean, it's hard to really distinguish or like have a skin that is really like coming into your eye, but this skin is just beautiful, and you can see it a lot. So that is our first nominee here, the skin by Shumi. Also, Shumi is nominated. Like, he was nominated last year and the years before that as well. So he is also around for so long. And let's go to nominee number 2.
Yeah, nominee number 2 is also one of the big guys in the skinning community. He's called Pikes. He made the skin Merix, which showed how he can take a skin and make his own, create his own brand and identity without having to apply to an organization. And at the same time, he makes amazing renderings that showcase his great work, as you can see on the images. This was actually me who commissioned the skin, and I was super surprised at how crazy amount of details he brought to the skin, and his attention to details is astounding, or whatever you say.
Yeah, it's very astounding. I remember that I was using this skin from you, actually.
Yes,
I remember
exactly.
that. Yeah. Very nice skin, but also you took it onto another level. It looks great. Also the photos there, very nice.
Yep.
Let's go to the third one.
And this guy, I don't know, but no, it's actually a skin by me called Japan 2.0, where I try to like play with the black and white, like yin and yang, and create like some bold text that mixes together in the middle, and really try to create some kind of unique skin. And I was super surprised when I launched it, because it had really good reception among. I was just a new guy back then, so it was super cool to see. For example, Forever, he was driving around with it. I'm happy to be nominated for that.
Yeah, well-deserved nominee, I would say. I really like this contrast. I think also Janik has used this skin on stream, and when I was recalling it correctly. So very nice skin and a deserved nominee. You don't have to hide. You don't have to hide. Let's be honest. Japan 2.0 by Mang, nominee number 3. And there's one more nominee on the list.
Yeah, the third is Senkes, who made this called to the team Sun. And this skin shows that sometimes a clean and calm skin can also make a mark. This skin plays with the blue colors to create a skin that is easily recognizable among other skins, because usually skins are in the dark tones. And you can clearly see that there's attention to detail, and a really cool and unique skin, in my opinion.
Yeah, the more you look into that, the more you see on the skin, the more detail. It looks quite simple, but then it also has a lot of detailing around it. So very cool skin also for Sun Esports. Good and nice skin. And those are the 4 nominees. Evil by Shumi Skins, then Mavericks by Pikes, Japan 2.0 by Mang, who's this guy? No, I'm joking. Sun by Zenges, and that is it. And let's go to the next category, Skinner of the Year.
Yes, so we have already mentioned him, Shumi Skins. He stands out from the bunch. He's not only the one with the biggest club with only skins in it. He has around 6,000 members almost. He also did some of the best skins of the year, in my opinion, where he did, for example, the Evo skin, as we talked about, but also many other for big teams. But he's definitely one of the guys who's been around the most, and I think he deserves a spot among the 4.
Definitely. I think he was also involved in making the skins for the Royal game mode, if I was recalling it correctly. So Shumi putting in a lot of work and is very committed to the game. There you can see some of his skins again. There are the Evo skins again. So very nice skins here by Shumi. And
also very known for his Trackmania Formula League skins.
Definitely. So the Royal skins are also very awesome, but also the Evo skins and the TMFL skins. So that is first nominee, and the second nominee is
Anto Skins. Anto is a really young guy, but he's made a big impact in 2021 with a lot of teams picking him as their skinner. He's definitely one of the most productive skinners out there, with more than 30 official skins made by him this year. At least what I could count. He probably has a lot more. His skins are also at a very high level and shows great variety.
Yep.
So
Anto
he definitely deserves a spot.
Anto has also made the skin for Luckers, so for my team in Trackmania 2020, also in Trackmania Nations, a very nice skin, and I hit him up again to remake the skin, and he was so hyped about that. So he's really enjoying the skin making, he's committed to that, and just seeing him around and making so many skins is just awesome. So shoutouts to Anto, very nice skinner, and let's go to the third nominee.
Third is also mentioned before, it's Pikes. He stands out. He didn't make that many skins actually. He what I could find, he only made 2 official ones, but they are very unique. And on top of making the skins, he made like amazing show reels for them with movies that are animated, which are super cool. And it's for the BS Competition and McLaren Shadow team. And on top of the Maverick skins that you saw before as well. And he always provides super crazy amount of details, but he's moved on to, I think it's Rocket League now to make skins.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's sad.
That's sad. Indeed, it's sad. But well, I mean, it's great that he's also branching out into other games. But I mean, it would be great if he was in Trackmania. But he will definitely do something in 2022 as well. And we have one more nominee on this list for Skinner of the Year.
Yes, and I saw him just be mentioned in the chat. It's Agoya. I think Agoya has also shown he's capable of designing standout skins for orcs during 2021. His skins all show like great variation and attention to details, and all of them look super unique. I think the one he's most famous for is the K-Corp, which he is super cool in my opinion as well. And very clean.
Yeah, very, very clean skinning. And I think we have a fan favorite here by just seeing the chat reaction. It's great. So Agoya also being nominated this year. Nice, very, very nice. And those are the Skinner of the Years. The nominees. You can vote, of course, after the award show has ended. Shumi Skins, Anto Skins, Pikes, and Agoya. Congrats, and go vote after that, guys. Okay, let's go into the next category, which is a new category. Photographer of the Year. So 4 nominees there as well. And let's start with the first one.
Yeah, the first is Tuta. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Tuta has been in the Trackmania community for more than a decade. He's started out with the creation of tracks for the older games of the franchise. He later also began creating creative screenshots of them and the games in general, incorporating his personal unique art style. Since early 2021, he's regularly creating artworks about the Trackmania games and got lots of attention from the community. Every edit tells his own story and goes way beyond what the game has to offer by its own.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard.
They look amazing.
It's always hard for me to just make a screenshot for my thumbnail. It looks atrocious, let's be honest. And he's just doing something like that. Like, what is this? Like, how can you do something? Teach me. But yeah, he's nominated. Tuta's nominated. Let's go for nominee number 2.
Yeah, it's G615. Take a map and then find the best shot among billions of possibilities. What to focus on the picture? Should the central element be in the center of the picture or off-center? How far with what zoom? With which colors or shapes are to be opposed or overrepresented? Without any superficial additions, with Greg, everything seems easy and logical. With his photographer's eyes, the simplicity of taking a picture becomes technical and professional. That's some hype text.
Yeah, that's some hype text. I just had to laugh because I really was like, G615 sounds like a name of a Logitech keyboard.
Yeah,
wow.
That's what you can say.
But yeah, it's true. But I mean, he's also around for so long and definitely makes great screenshots, as you can see here from the Trackmania Ground League maps. So well-deserved nominee as well, G615. And let's go to nominee number 3.
Yes, we already have talked about him. It's Shumi Skins. Because not only does he make skins, he also makes photography. Thus, he knows how to showcase his works in a single picture while capturing speed and movement. From his experience, the slightest grain of an image becomes very important. With a light touch of Photoshop, he sublimates the slightest picture of TMFL map or one of his cars in action. The brightness you need to put your 2 cents in and organic texture to its picture.
Yeah, it looks absolutely awesome. Just a little bit of Photoshop, but also the frame that he's coming into with the photo is just awesome. So great photos here from Shumi as well. But there's one more person on the list who is also nominated.
Yeah, it's Kiesler or Keisler. He's a Danish guy, actually. He's the mapper, also makes his own creations known with the help of very beautiful pictures. We can't say that these are simple photographs or simple screenshots. The atmosphere is so worked up to the writing font that we should call his creations posters. More than a photographer, Kiesler knows how to stage like an expert from Hollywood.
Yeah, great picture. This one was a bit small. I couldn't fit this one into a slideshow because it is a different resolution. But hey, it is what it is. You know, I can zoom out, but hey, I mean, you probably have seen this poster anyway. So those are our 4 nominees here. Wait a second. Hello? Wait, what is happening? There we go.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now it is working. Okay. My stream deck was just lagging. So Tuta, G615, Shumi Skins, and Kisla. There we go. So good luck for the nominees, and let's take a look who is in the next one. All right. So the next category here we have on the menu is Movie of the Year. Yeah, Movie of the Year has been the next category. So who's our nominee there? Who's our first nominee in Movie of the Year?
Yeah, it's actually the movie called Polychromatic by Ozon and Lauz. Polychromatic is an 8 minutes long video made by Ozon and Lauz. It's a visual show where 1,000 replays are driven on a multi-route track going through a variety of valleys, tunnels, and rivers. The video project started on the 29th of June 2016 as an idea by Ozon to create a simple 1K project using colored cars. This is a duo video which even included video editing as part of the collaborative process.
Guys, this week I watched this video like 10 times already, and it always gets me. It's such a nice video, so definitely make sure to watch that by Ozon and Lauz. Also, they have shared their progress, how they made the video on Twitch. That was awesome. So well-deserved nominee, but there are also 3 more nominees in this category.
Yes, and we know him for his mapping. Suburbia by HTMH. Suburbia is a prime example of how strong community creations have gotten over the past couple of months. Not only did we receive an awesome and well-made map with stunning scenery, the creator HTMH also created a short film about the map showing a little boy discovering the miniature world of Trackmania in his own room. The video has an amazing quality and could come from a big animation studio.
This video is incredible, yeah. It's when I was watching it, I was like, "Hey, is that Trackmania? What is happening?" It's not only this map, which is absolutely stunning, but like the setting with the video is wow, stunning, very nice.
Yeah, and the next one is also Skinner. It's I Race to Win by Pikes. And with I Race to Win, Pikes has once again exceeded his own benchmark when it comes to video editing. The video shows the new skin for the Team McLaren Shadow and sets it in a very cinematic and breathtaking scene. Again, Pikes has proven that he mastered the video editing in Trackmania and knows how to bring over the right feeling.
Yeah, very nice video. So there you can see it, guys, in the background. Such a great trailer. It was so well made. Also the tension that was building up there. And I think that was also like the casting from Geek Behind, if I was recalling it correctly. I don't hear the audio right now, but it's just such a great video. Yeah, showcasing Kappa there. And well, yeah, that was nominee number 3. And let's go to the last nominee.
Yeah, the last guy is Nanoid, who made the movie called Endless Sequence. And Endless Sequence by Nanoid is a minute-long video to show the beauty and the creativity we can find in the unpopular Canyon title of Trackmania 2. And yeah, it's I know Nanoid, he has a very cool and futuristic style to his videos.
Yeah, we see it here, the teleporting cars and also all the settings, great camera work. And also shows that the older Trackmania titles are worth to watch and also have beautiful graphics. There we could see the island color and stuff like that. It's just great to see that, you know, very, very nice. This could actually be an official trailer, you know, by the looks of it. So very, very nice video and also well-deserved on this list. So those are the 4 nominees: Polychromatic, Suburbia, I Race to Win, and then Endless Sequence. So good luck to them and let's see who wins it. We're gonna find out on the... When was it? On the 2nd of January. Yes, on that day, on the Sunday it is. So, and we have one more category that you are accompanying us. It is Movie Maker of the Year.
Yeah. So the first guy to be nominated is Shorts. Shorts has been around in the Trackmania community for years already and keeps the community up to date with competitive map showcases and player runs. His videos have a very high quality standard and are often kept minimalistic, while keeping away distractions. He's also known for being the guy with the extreme widescreen videos. Shorts work gives the community creations good visibility while not only promoting the newer games and competition map packs, but also classic projects like the TMX community campaign, to which he contributed a trailer this year. His YouTube career goes back as far as 2008, and also this year he did not disappoint with regular content.
Yeah, great content also for Eminem here. We could see the trailer, or not the trailer, it was the after movie of the Velocity Cup, the Velocity tournament that Eminem has played very successfully in. So nice to see that, a world record compilation. Make sure to watch that, guys, very nice video. And let's go to the next nominee number 2.
He's a guy I know a lot. It's MCYC. He's known in the skinning community a lot, but he also makes movies. And during the last year, MCYC has been reaching out to help new players wherever he could. For example, by creating a dedicated space for skinners of all levels. While he has been less active on YouTube and only uploaded a few cinematic videos, he joined Nadeo this year to work on the Trackmania games and pulling some strings behind the curtains in favor of the creative possibilities for the community.
He's around for so long, making intros for La Bomba, or like the replays for La Bomba there, where he was rendering them and putting music behind that. MCYC is around for so long, and as well as shorts, you know, both of them are like just Trackmaniacs, yeah, as we said at the beginning as well. So, very deserved nominees, but who's nominee number 3?
It's Motion Mania. And it's actually a group. Motion Mania is a brand new group of video makers composed of AO, Puri Pictures, G615, Anso Skins, and Lumix. It was created on June 2021. They first worked with Trackmania Championship Series and announced their launch with a video which took 2 months to be done. The League won top 10 with the League 1 top 10 players. Since then, they worked hard on different type of videos, like team presentations with Zephyr Esports, for example, cup trailers with F2J events and Elite, and most recently with the upcoming F3. Each member of the group has his own skills and knowledge about the game and the creative environment, which makes Motion Mania that original.
Yeah, it's very unique, those trailers. I really like the trailer of the Elite Cup. It was great to see that. They're putting in great work, and also they have been founded this year, like June 2021. That is awesome. Yeah. So they have been nominated as well, but there's one more nominee on the list, and it is...
Formula World. Yeah, the motion artist of TMFL. Every map showcase and video content is produced thanks to him. He has that refreshing approach of trying new angles as well as trying a whole atmosphere to his clips. His ability to work around every kind of music style is also a great asset and makes him stand out for his content this year.
Yeah, Formula World also created the highlight videos for the Trackmania Formula League. It was great to see that. You were always like, dude, what is that? It was so unique. It was so greatly cut. Very nice job from him, and he's putting in very good job. Yeah, very nice.
Hey.
All right, those were the 5 nominees that you have presented. Thank you so much, Mang.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. All right, thank you so much for Mang here joining us and bringing us a very, very great presentation here about the 5 categories. And we have a new guest. We are at the halftime mark. And now we're gonna go into the categories which are based on maps, creative project, events, and then after that we're gonna have the matches and the players, the big boy categories. And well, yeah, I will be joined in by someone who was really involved with the Trackmania Formula League as well. So we had one of the people working for the Trackmania Formula League as well. It will be Nano who will join me. Hello, Nano, how are you doing?
Hello, Turbo.
Nice
to be here with you tonight. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, actually the first time that we are talking to each other, right?
It's probably the first time you hear my voice, yeah.
Yep. Right. Hope you're doing great. So should we already start with the first category?
Yep.
Okay, we have, let me quickly check. There we go. Map of the year.
Yeah. So, should I start with the nominees?
Yeah, with the first nominee.
Exactly. So the first nominee is Obsidian Highrise by, correct me if I wrong, don't want to pronounce her name wrong. It's Saphiron, am I right? So this map has a unique flow and a unique scenery. And the scenery consists of one major, really big tower. It's a full speed track where you will have to go from the top to the bottom on the aforementioned tower. You will be challenged by the pace Saphiron has created with reactor boosts, magnets, where you never really know if you are going up or down in the tower. So this map has been selected due to this insane creativity on the way and even with the scenery which are both unique. It's really worth your try to go on the track for this one.
Yeah, my apologies that the video didn't work out here. It's put in and also set to the scene. Well, so we have Movie Maker is covering it. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's covering that. There we go. Thank you so much. There's the video again. My apologies. I thought that I disabled it, but I certainly didn't. I literally had to do all of that, but they can see the slides. So there we go.
They was also nominated for the Picture of the Year.
Yeah, true that.
These amazing screenshots.
True that. There we go. So very nice map. There was also a YouTube video about that. It's absolutely awesome. Just going down. And let's go to the next one, to the next nominee.
Yeah. So the next nominee is by a well-known mapper. It's by Isto and the map Rubik's Cube.
I go like that. Okay, wait a second.
Sorry, I went wrong. Sorry. The next nominee is Isometric 2 by Nacho. I'm sorry, I went a bit far ahead. So Isometric 2 has a unique ID. It's the same as the predecessor of the same title, Isometric. First of the name. And the map just makes Trackmania look like an old puzzle game with an isometric perspective point of view. And it's like an uncommon way to play Trackmania. You are on a RPG track when you will be challenged by ice, grass, dirt, and no need to spoil the ending. You need just to try it and try to finish it. So of course it's a very unique style and execution. It's really worth being part of the dominated people for map of the year in 2021.
Well, it's a bit cursed here in this map of the year category. Yep, loud in the chat. There we go. So this map, there we go. Oh man, everything worked out so well, guys. But that's the map, and let's go into the third nominee already.
Yeah, so I already announced it. So it's Isto with Rubik's Cube. And it's once again an RPG track where 11 mappers took part in it. So it's a group of mappers led by Isto, and they built this RPG map which consists of driving in a Rubik's Cube, and there are 27 squares with a total of 106 checkpoints. So that's basically kind of a huge RPG map.
Yeah, it's such a great map to play.
Yeah, on this giant map, you will be challenged by any surface you can put on the map. And the mapping quality is really good, and like Isto always does, the scenery is incredible. It's really an unmissable track of 2021.
Fun fact about this map, actually the scramble from the Rubik's Cube outside is solvable. Yeah, you can solve this cube if you just do the scramble. I checked it out, not on stream, but I did it and it's solvable. So very nice map there as well. And let's go to the... Yeah, we also have 6 nominees here. I maybe can explain you why, because I think we have such a huge variety of maps, and that's why you cannot pick 4 maps there. You know, it's almost impossible. You have like 10 billion, you could mention so many maps here. I think that was the best map of Trackmania mapping, because also you have such unique maps in this game with a block editor, how you can create those blocks. Of course, Trackmania 2 maps are also super awesome. Let's not neglect them. But the maps that were coming out this year are just incredible. Let's say like that. And well, let's go to nominee number 4.
Yeah. I just wanted to add up. There are so many great mappers and amazing maps on this game that it's really worth having 6 nominees. Exactly. And the next one is Myth Odacin by HTMH and Anisado. And like every HTMH map, it's a very wonderful track and beautiful sceneries. I'm sure everyone is always amazed by his creations. So you basically drive on the hills and through the cave of an unknown planet with a route created by Anisado that can be driven by everyone, basically, and still has some tricks for everyone to explore and learn, and has a beautiful flow.
Yeah,
And
very nice map.
if you're new to the game, you can try to watch the GPS to just find your way easily through the map. It's really an HTMH magical place for everyone, and that's why we nominated for the Trackmania Awards 2021. And I also wanted to add up Scale 1, music producer, made the music exclusively for this map.
There we go. That was nominee number 4, HTMH and Anisado. It's just incredible what he can do with scenery.
Always.
It's incredible. So my apologies, guys, with the sound, but some things have not been saved. I went through all of that 10 times, and I'm not sure why the sound in some clips are just so loud. I have no clue. So let's go to nominee number 5.
So next one is also by a well-known mapper. It's Poolside by Kisla. And it's the only competitive track that has been selected in this year's category. And it's a map used in the TMGL. So this track will challenge you with combination of transition between dirt, black platform, and also water parts. So you will have to go through and down the water, try not to lose the grip, and it's really a challenging competitive map, but very well put by Kisla.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are question marking so much. You have to be somewhat trolling, because this is probably one of the best competitive maps that I've ever seen. Really, you have so many different lines on this map. Of course, the scenery is based to Trackmania Grand League, but still, it's such a nice map to play, such a nice map to spectate. We have seen a lot of great ones, and well, I think you have to play this map on your own to understand that, and also on a higher level. So that is definitely a worth nominee, and I always said that this map is the best map out of the Trackmania Grand League this year.
Yep. So our last nominee is a map called Windows 98 by Rocket. So it's once again an RPG project, and it's probably one of the most qualitative and creative projects built this year, and since the release of Trackmania 2020. So plunged in the space, the track is divided in 4 different parts based with the Windows logo colors. So as you can see with the video right now.
Yeah.
So on every of these parts, you will be able to jump from island to island to finally be back to the center of the track, which is the bridge between every part.
Yes, I mean,
And,
I have not played this
yeah,
one.
sorry.
So you were, I thought you were gone. My bad.
So really, it combines every classic RPG tricks, and it has also innovative sections. And it's around 7 minutes of pleasure, and all these points make Windows 98 a huge contender for Track of the Year.
Yeah, so one of those 6 maps will win it, but also one of those 2 previous maps, Poolside and Windows 98. I didn't have played Windows 98 actually. I want to play that, but it also looks like a great map. So congrats on the nominees here. Make sure to vote afterwards, and let's go ahead into the next category, which is Mapper of the Year. All right, first nominee is...
So this time we have 4 nominees. Again.
Yep.
And the first one is Kisla. And we just no longer need to present Kisla or to introduce him. He really is the pillar of competitive mapping. And he has sent multiple TMGL maps and has been actively sending competitive maps in all the major competitive styles of Trackmania. So with none other than 28 maps released on Trackmania Exchange for 2021, he climbed the scoreboard of the award, received the well-deserved 9th place and 623 awards on Mania Exchange.
Yeah, Kisa not only making good screenshots, he also builds God tier maps, also for Trackmania Grand League. So well deserved nominee. But who's nominee number 2?
And nominee number 2 is someone we already talked about. It's Saphiron. So Saphiron hasn't built a lot of tracks this year, but there have been only 4, and nonetheless, every map she has released is a banger. And this year on Trackmania, she mapped Asgard, Valkyria, which were played in Track of the Day, but also Obsidian High Rise, as we mentioned before. It's a full-speed map with an innovative concept. And she also built his first RPG track named Alchemist. So collecting 290 awards with only 4 maps proves that Saphiron's ability to release really high-quality content and maps for the community.
Yeah, Saphiron also, as you said, not building too many maps, but when he builds maps, then they are absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So also well-deserved nominee for Saphiron here. And let's go to nominee number 3, which is...
Nominee number 3 is Rocket. So Rocket had a good year with his maps. And he also was, for the first time, in the TMGL mapping slot with bolt holes. He hasn't only built for the TMGL this year, but for other competitions. So he managed to build 2 of the most awarded RPG tracks this year, showing how versatile his skills are. He has also built a dozen of competitive maps this year. Just consider that. That's really a lot.
Yeah, also the how many versatile maps he has built. Not only competitive maps, RPG maps. He has a good game sense. So Rocket deserved nominee here as well. And we have one more in this category.
Yeah, so the last nominee is Mephisto. So once again, as every other nominee, his tracks are really qualitative and innovative. So for him, it's 11 maps that has been taken for many competitions for a total of 15 tracks on Mania Exchange this year. They are equally pleasant to drive, and Mephisto's name really became a standard in the competitive mapping scene. He is active mainly in tech and multi-style, and we just strongly invite you to discover one of his latest maps through the Christmas calendar project you can follow on Trackmania Exchange. Mania Exchange, sorry.
Yeah, there's a map coming out every day in the Christmas season. You can definitely find that out. And also we have some honorable mentions here because as in the Map of the Year competition or Trackmania Awards, it is very hard to also find Mapper of the Year. We also have mentioned here Anisado, a promising mapper that has built 48 maps this year. 48, that is incredible. And he has built so many Cup of the Day maps and also very good competitive maps. Then also Deadfish, who is one of the most active Cup of the Day style map maker with 97 tracks built this year, and 14 of them have gotten track of the day. And also he has 1,409 awards on Mania Exchange. And of course, we also have to mention HTMH. Yeah, it's hard to really put him on the list. He isn't really a mapper, but a scenery builder. That's why you cannot really put him onto here, but definitely worth an honorable mention. But a mapper has to have all the whole the whole thing of it, the scenery and also the routing. But of course HMH is doing the best scenery out there. But let's go into the next category here, which is creative project of the year. So what creative project did you guys enjoy this year? Let's take a look what your suggestions were and also what the jury has picked with the first one.
So the first nominee is the Flag Rush. And it's really a recent project, but Flag Rush is a new game mode created by the community on Trackmania 2020. For those who do not know, this is basically a capture the flag, as we can often see in FPS games, but it has just been brought to Trackmania with racing cars. And it was released at the beginning of December. And the game mode was developed by Xerax, Rebuy, and Geekid. And the game mode immediately won the hearts of players with its originality and quality. It has already been played by a lot of big influencers of the game, and I'm sure the Flag Rush has a bright future ahead of it.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I was also playing it for the first time 1 week ago, and it's so addicting. It's so much fun. If you haven't tried out this mode, Flag Rush, you should definitely do that. Very nice mode, and I really hope that this has a bright future. So Flag Rush, the first nominee in the creative project, and also the second project or creative project should be ringing a bell in your guys' ears, especially when you just take one person, Scrappy, is streaming it so often, or also Lars or other streamers.
Yeah, so the second one is Random Map Challenge. And it was created by Felix Gellner, also known as Flink, who did a solid job for many streamers and creators this year with the development of RMC. During all this content desert between practice for big events and Cup of the Day, streamers finally had something to do. They had the Random Map Challenge, beating each other's record and getting as many autos medals as possible on completely random tracks. That's the point of the project. So you were grabbed automatically by a tool which picked a map from Trackmania Exchange, and whether you are a pro and you would aim for 25 auto medals in 1 hour, or just a casual player trying to beat their respective personal best, I think everyone has had a blast exploring and conquering formerly totally unknown and sometimes unplayed map, thanks to this great project, RMC.
Yeah, the random map challenge is so much fun. So it is definitely Flink who's carrying the Trackmania scene in this regard. So great to see that. Very nice mode. Can be a bit frustrating if you have already high score and then you just get bad maps over and over and over. But it's a very nice mode, and well, a very nice nominee here. Random map challenge by Flink, and I think you also got help from Greep and others. So nice to see that, and definitely a mode that you can always come back to when you just feel boring in Trackmania, because at this time there was not too much to do in that. And let's go to the next one, to the third nominee.
Yeah, the third one is Basco. Basco, which means Build a Stage Competition. And it's a project that was hosted by TMX, in which mappers compete to build part of a circuit. So this year the competition took place on a new game with no less than 47 participants for 9 stages. And at each stage the mappers build part of the circuit and also continuing the previous stage, which were made by the previous participant all the time. And also the judges assign a winner each time, and if you can show on the screen, we have the result of this year.
Yeah, wait, let me quickly do that. Creative project, there we go. There it is. There is the result of this map. It is absolutely stunning, as you can see. What a beauty is that. Wow, what a great map.
That was the map that was done by 47 participants, which is incredible. They managed to pull something really great.
It's wicked. Yeah, it's absolutely wicked. I mean, also it wasn't Cup of the Day, and I think it was at this point where Cup of the Day actually didn't work. It was a very hard map to play, but yeah, well, a great map. So Drake to those people as well. And well, let's go to the next nominee, which is nominee number 4 in this category, and it is
TAS. TAS, also known as Tool Assisted Speedrun. And it's a project created by Donadigo. It was initially developed for Trackmania Nations Forever, and for those who are not familiar with this, it's a technology which allows players to create perfect runs of every map, which wasn't basically possible by a human player. And in the Trackmania history, since 13 years, world records have reached perfection. But with the TAS, you are now able to know what perfect run on a game could look like, which basically every perfect input at every turn.
Yeah, well, this was just incredible to see all of those inputs, cars flying over the map, and also the nose boost has been accidentally discovered by brute forcing.
That was wicked.
And then seeing all of those replays, it was way too dang. It is incredible. You boot up YouTube and you're like, oh no, what track has got beaten today? Okay, AO1, nose boost, jump to the... It's way too dang. Well, those are the 4 nominees in Creative Project of the Year: Flag Rush, Random Map Challenge, Basco, and the Tool-Assisted Speedrun. Definitely an enrichment, and also has shown us new possible ways and also possibilities what cuts are now possible in the older games. So good luck to them, and let's see who wins it there. But we have one more category where you are accompanying us here, Nano, and it is none other than a category that is covering the events of this year. So what have been the events that you guys have enjoyed the most throughout this year?
So the first nominee is kind of the big one by Nadeo. It's the World Cup. And it's the first edition of the World Cup in 2021. And it is obviously the major event of the year. And it also concludes the 2020 to 2021 TMGL circuit. And it took place in May this year with an open qualifier where 8 players could have a chance to drive against 8 TMGL players, so the best players in the world. And so those 8 players have secured their spots with the TMGL, and anyone can join to try and be the world champion.
Yeah, the World Cup was awesome. It was awesome to watch. We had great matches in our hands, and finally the World Cup was back after the Trackmania Grand League was kind of substituting it. Great to see that, and we had like incredible matches there, great maps as well. And yeah, that's our first nominee. And the second nominee was also a very prestigious event in my eyes, and it is the Zerator Trackmania Cup.
Yeah, so it's a well-known event every year. The ZRT Trackmania Cup, hosted by the French streamer Zerator. It was created in 2013, and the ZRT Cup became a major event on Trackmania 2 first, and has now reached Trackmania 2020, the new game. And it has brought together all the majority of the best players at every edition, I think. And since 2016, the final stages of the competition have been hosted in public in various places in France, like Toulouse, Strasbourg, also Paris. So it's really an event that has revolutionized the game and has created a new fun style that, but for now, is known by everyone. And the nomination of this event, it's like an evidence every year. And the show around the event and the visibility it brings to the game, with more than 90,000 viewers on Twitch each edition, is just crazy. Yeah. So there are more than 5,000 players in 2021 that took part. And the future edition is planned to take place in Paris at the famous Accor Arena. We just hope Zerator will be able to have this event in Paris, because it was already scheduled in 2020, but due to reasons we know, couldn't go.
Yeah, due to COVID, right?
Yeah.
I also have tickets for that, for the event, for the 2020 event, or for that event that would have taken place there. But now it's scheduled for 2022. I hope it's taking place. The event in Strasbourg was absolutely awesome. I was there as well. I played myself, but watching.
I was there too.
Wait, you were there as well? What?
Yeah, I come from Strasbourg.
Oh, let's go. I didn't know that. Well, that was great. That's a coincidence here. But yeah, the Raider Cup, definitely a very nice event. Too bad that there was no English broadcast, yes, but I mean, it's also more of a show than an event, so I can fully understand that the Raider doesn't want to have an English broadcast. But let's go to nominee number 3 on this list here, which is very good to hear here.
Yeah, it's our baby.
Yep.
And I see the chat was expecting it. It's the Trackmania Formula League for Season 2 and 3. And during the year 2021, we had, for the TMFL, the Season 2 and 3. So Season 1 took place in 2020. And during 2021, the competition saw a breakthrough and consolidation of game mode Trackmania needed desperately. For some, the main competition event without shenanigans, just pure competition, down to earth, roaring racing. So beyond that, there were super creative tracks, perfectly working servers all the time, an organization well put, and great marketing. I'm just
It's so weird reading it out because we both were, like, I was also involved with that, but you were in organizing it and just praising your own tournament by reading it out.
And, you know, last year, Boss Bravo, which is the brain behind the TMFL, was nominated for, no, he was the winner of the award for content creator with the whole TMFL team. And that generated a lot of attention for basically players and creators. You know, everyone could find something fitting for them. And besides all the hype and participation, the TMFL impressed with the addition of groundbreaking dynamic razors during the race and also significant change to the driving physics of the car, which is something really unique in Trackmania. And I'm just talking on the behalf of the staff. This is something we are really proud that we managed to bring that to the game.
Yep.
Rain, changing conditions.
It's very unique and well-deserved nominee. It's the most fun event that I've casted this year. Like literally, it's the perfect combination of being casual and also play very competitive. It's so nice, and I'm looking forward to season 4 or 5, what seasons to come, and what you guys can do. Like also the rain is super awesome. So great to see the Trackmania Formula League being nominated, well-deserved. And well, let's go with the last one. With the last nominee, which is probably also quite obvious, but maybe some of you didn't guess it.
I think everyone has been expecting it. It's Khaki Reloaded 2. And I don't think we need a lot to say about Khaki, but if you like spending hours and hours on a single map, trying to somehow finish it, or if you like exploring countless options of how an unreachable finish line can be conquered against all odds, maybe you like a bit of torture, or you just like watching your lovely content creator always fail and trying again, then really the Khaki is your event for this year. And it's the second adaptation for Trackmania 2020 of the Khaki as Khaki. It took place this summer and attracted once again hundreds of players trying to finish as many of the 65 maps with, as always, 1 in 1,000 possible jumps, tricks and bugs. So if you like to hit a wall 1,000,000 times in a specific speed with a precise angle just to get this crazy bounce towards the checkpoint or the finish line, you should check the next edition of the Khaki.
Yeah, 78 copium, guys. You know, it is what it is. Crashing 1,000 times into a pillar to bounce off from another pillar. Well, definitely a great mode, but you have to be crazy to play that one. And also 80, of course. What a map. Next time, copium. Just a very nice, very grindy mode. Definitely not something that you want to play when you have no free time, because this can really soak you into there and then you just do nothing and just play Khaki, which is great, but you can neglect a lot of things. But yeah, those are the 4 events: World Cup, Zerator Trackmania Cup, Trackmania Formula League, and Khaki Reloaded 2. Also, the next Khaki season is starting on the 1st of January 2022, but in Trackmania Nations this time around. But also, thank you so much, Nano, for reading out those 4 categories. Very, very nice. And well, also good luck.
You're welcome.
For the Trackmania Formula League.
Thank you, and
will
good
maybe
luck
win.
for the end of the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
All right, we have our second to last guest of today. The second to last guest is joining, and it is none other than the Safemeister, Marius89. Hello, Marius. Good evening.
Hello, Turbo. Hello, community. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I'm also happy. I think you're the perfect fit for the next 2 categories. It will be match and classic TM player. Yeah, I mean, I was just seeing because we were both in the jury of match of the year. It was hard to do that, but you just wrote so much text. What is going on, Marius?
Yeah, well, but I try to not read it through all the way down. But yeah, we had so many matches this year.
Yep.
We had like 10 matches we were thinking of. Luckily, we went from 4 to 6 nominees because 4 was definitely not enough. And yeah, especially if you take all the Trackmania versions into account. So our first nominee actually comes from Trackmania United. And it is the grand final of the United Solo Cup, the USC 4. So every year we have this one solo competition. Usually there are team competitions, but one time solo in the middle of the year. And the best players fight there against each other. And the special thing in United is we have a final between 16 players, and they drive then on 7 maps, 10 rounds each. So basically there's one map per environment. And that means that you have like comebacks, of course. Yeah? Some people have first their weaker environments, then later the better ones. And this year it was very special because this format usually is not allowing close matches. Sometimes there is just a favorite player that goes away in points. But this year it was so open like never before. It was the most exciting match that we've had in United so far. All happened because in the semi-finals, Sander had a disconnect. He would have been the favorite, but he was then not qualified. And then it was completely open. We had a nice mix between old players, classic players that were already active 10 years or more ago, and also newer players, and also highly motivated and trained players. And yeah, it all started then with 2 joystick environments, with Island and Rally. And the top 4 after those 2 environments were only separated by 6 points. After that came the environments Bay and Snow, and the player Hyp is very strong on those and actually got into the lead, and also with 68 points. But afterwards his weaker environments were coming up, so the question was, is that lead enough over the other players? And no, actually the others were catching up on the next 2 environments, which were Coast and then also Stadium. Stadium also a good environment for Roa, who was a bit further behind in points, but had of course a chance to catch up with that, and also did that. So after Stadium, Roa came up and was to 5th place and just 60 points away from first. And now we already come to the very last environment, which was Desert, and it was still like there were still 5, 6, 7 players that were able to be in top at the end of the match. The situation was this that K, like Küken, but he likes to be called just K, he was in the lead with 20 points over Drim and Zeus. For me, Zeus was then the favorite because Desert is a great environment for him. Hyp was in 4th, and he had very, very sick PBs on all the tracks. If he fights consistency, he also could have done something happen. And then we had also Zapset, who's strong in Desert, and Phil, whose best environment is Desert, in 6th and 7th. So it was extremely tight. And on the last map, it became then a 3-man fight between Zeus, Drim, and K. And in the end, it was Drim who got the victory. And that is actually interesting because Drim just came back active into the scene, and he's also called with the login Drim is back. So it was actually fitting very well, and yeah, he was back and instant winning this cup, which is a great achievement for him. K was getting 2nd place, just 3 points ahead of Zeus. And then big names like Roa, who lost a lot of points in Desert, Lolo Max, Arupiano, Black Cat, all these big names, they ended at the bottom of the top 10. And between all these 16 finalists, there were only 350 points difference after 70 rounds. It has definitely never been that close of a match.
Yeah, definitely a very close match. I mean, you just described the whole match, but make sure to watch it because some people were asking, is this Trackmania? Yes, it is. Yeah, you have 6 different environments or 6 additional environments to that as well. And this was definitely one of the biggest events in Trackmania in United. Yeah, or like not the biggest, but you know, very, very stacked tournament. And also Sander was not playing there. But let's not go too much into that, else we are talking till tomorrow. And let's go to the next match, which is, well, this one here. another one from...
Actually, we actually stay out of Stadium for now, because we have another biggest tournament of one Trackmania game, which is Canyon. And we have here the SCL Canyon Team Premiership Season 5 and the Grand Final. So this is not just a random Canyon tournament. This tournament was special because for the first time we had a team competition in Canyon with prize money. And not just a little bit, it was 700 euros. So people were, of course, hyped for that. A lot hyped. And there are these tournaments where you basically just wait for that one match to happen. You have two very good teams and you wait for that match where they fight against each other in the grand final. And exactly that happened. So the two best teams amplified with, for example, Meep and Cloud, Skugako, and then Fumier with French players such as Quentin and Nod, also Torquay. They were facing off in the grand final. And we had this typical old ESL mode with 4 sub-matches, 1v1, 2v2, and then 2 3v3s, where the winning team of the 1v1 and 2v2 gets 1 point and the winning team of the 3v3s 2 points. And in the 1v1, sometimes teams do tactics, but here we got the match that we wanted. It was Meep versus Nod. Both teams put their best player in, and that was such a sick 1v1, and it ended up 7-5 for Meep, so for Amplified. In the 2v2, it was looking good for Fumier. They were 4-1 in the lead, but then Amplified got up to 4-4, so it was a final round deciding, and it ended up 5-4 for Fumier, so they still made it happen, won that match. The 2 3v3s were not as close, so Fumier was winning the first one. Amplified, however, was coming back with the second one, and then it came, as it was a total score of 3-3 to a decider match. Another 3v3, but now on the 1v1 2v2 map. And this decider couldn't have been any closer. It's exactly what you want in this category, I think. So we had Fumier leading with 6-4, so they had 2 match points. And then Meep started to really strike, and actually Amplified made a comeback to 6-6 into tennis mode. And then the momentum was just on Amplified side, and they came down from 4-6 up to an 8-6 score and won the grand final and a lot of prize money.
Yo, those matches were great. I've watched the Canyon match actually. It was quite close and also good casting from you there, Marius. I really enjoyed it. So those are our 2 nominees from outside of Trackmania 2020 games, and we have 4 more nominees. It was quite hard for us to pick the nominees. And the next one I'm just gonna take over here, that it's going a bit faster, but also the text is not that long. We have the Trackmania Grand League Fall 2021 Step 8. And it was definitely one of the craziest steps, craziest Trackmania Grand League steps to this moment. Hardly any position was decided, and due to the point system, of course, and Gwen had the best performance, scoring 94 points out of 108 possible points before the multiplier map, and he eventually took down the 4x multiplier, and with that winning the group stage. Spam taking the times X multiplier in that last round. It was probably one of the most iconic moments in this season, and he, with that, didn't have to go into the head-to-head battle. And generally speaking, everyone got a multiplier that they were in need of, and we decided to put this match as... Okay, no, that one is not there, actually. That one... Scratch that one out. Okay, we wanted to put that match as honorable mention beforehand, but we decided to go for 6 matches instead, and we have 3 more to go. So there we go. We have our 4th nominee coming up, which is the scary Cal Cup Grand Final.
Yeah, shall I continue with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, the Scary Cow Cup that was hosted 1 week after Halloween by Spam, and it had a whopping prize pool of 1,000 euros. And the maps had a fitting Halloween vibe and were built by Simply Nick and Lakadal. And then the grand final developed to be the pinnacle of this tournament. It was a very close match between Panda, Dexter, Lauz and Skandir, and it definitely deserved no loser. It ended up as such a match just has to end up in a 4-way finalist situation. And then it was Panda who was winning the tournament. Yeah, we had multi-style maps, a very great cast by Spam, and then this great Halloween setting that made this match to remember.
Yeah, the Scary Cow Cup, a very nice setting and a good tournament hosted by Spam there. And let's go to nominee number 5. Definitely one of my favorite matches this year because I was also involved in casting it. It is the Gamers Assembly 2021 Qualifiers 2 Grand Final. Well, this match was crazy. It was only the first player who could have made it into the Grand Final playoffs. Yeah, we had a match between Gren, Ratchet, Razor and Feed eventually. And they were battling out on 5 very well-built tech maps. The match was played in cup mode and it was Gwen who was only falling a bit behind. But after Razor has reached finalist mode and got denied by Feed, we had the double final situation going to the next round. Ratchet eventually denied both of them and we had 3 finalists. So Gwen was also only 1 victory away and you can see the clip there at the end, or like right now. It was absolutely crazy and this round was probably one of the moments of the year from 2021. It was very crazy. Razor has made a mistake early on and was out of the race. Gren led the race in front of Ratchet but made a mistake in that second to last drift. He instantly retired and so we had a fight between Feed and Ratchet. Ratchet crashed 3 seconds later and tried to jump out of the map but landed in a turtle. I was actually speaking towards him when I met him in real life. Why did you land in a turtle, man? And he said he wanted to jump out of the map because he thought the match is already over. Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. Feed, however, has also made a mistake before entering the last drift. Thus, he didn't have enough speed to clear the ending jump. And he still tried to make it into the risky finish, but didn't make it. He respawned, and since Ratchet tried to jump out of the map, he didn't win and it was Feed respawning and going to the safe finish. This round has taught us a very important lesson: never give up and never retire in Trackmania. There we go. Cool story, Bob, guys, from me as well.
Yeah, it was also a longer text than that, but there's so much to talk about. This last round, it was just crazy. Alright, yeah, let's go to the last nominee, which is the Trackmania World Cup 2021, but not the grand final, no. We speak here of the group stage, round 2, a match between Mother, Spam, Aurel and Avon. Yeah, that was a match that was played in one of the most prestigious tournaments, the Trackmania World Cup, and obviously had then the highest level possible. The match was played in cup mode on the TMGL maps, which were changed to a 1-lap version. So after dozens of close rounds, we had no player clearly leading the match. It was then Mother who reached finalist mode first, but was not able to close it out. However, he was in the lead in his first finalist attempt. And then actually the round ended in a way that all the 3 other players were then also reaching finalist status. So from 1 finalist to instant 4 finalists. And that was only possible because Avon has beaten Aurel by 100 in the finish line. So in the 4 finalist round, it was again looking very good for Avon. He was in the lead, but the finish jump was difficult, very difficult. It had a speed check, and Avon was not able to clear it. And so Aurel took over the first place and won this match. But also afterwards, the next round with still 3 finalists, we had Mother in the lead for the whole round and quite far. We saw then Spam catching up, risking everything on second place. But in the finish jump, it was still Mother's tightly bit in the lead, but he also did not make the jump. So also there, Spam took over then and got second place in this match. So very, very interesting finalist rounds in the end.
Yeah, and again here it was also very hard to really come up with 6 matches, but those are the matches that the jury has proposed. United Solo Cup, SCL Canyon Team Match, Premiership, then the TMGL Full Step 8 Circle Cup, Gamers Assembly 2021 and the World Cup Group Stage Match. There we go, those are the matches, and let's go to category number 16, Marius, which is Classic TM Player of the Year.
Yeah, alright. Also here we will have 6 nominees in total. The first one is coming from Trackmania to Canyon, mainly. But also generally Team 2, and it is Meep. Yeah, Meep has won basically both of the major tournaments that happened in Canyon this year. So we had the SCL Canyon Endurance Premiership, where he won with his team Hype Boys, and also the SCL Team Premiership 5, where I spoke earlier quite long about the Grand Final. So here, of course, very important tournament with a lot of prize money, and that was also Meep who made that comeback possible in the end on the Decider map, because he won all the last 4 rounds. Meep also is hunting Nadio tracks. He achieved 58 world records in the Canyon campaign out of 65. So only 7 are missing. And nowadays he's also just starting with Valley world records, and he already got 17 in the Valley campaign. And also 2 additionally in Lagoon. Also he holds 7 world records in the Canyon campaign of Trackmania Turbo.
Yeah, Trackmania Turbo being also a game that he is playing not only... But it's incredible, like how many world records he has in the Canyon campaign. 58 out of 65, it's wicked. It's absolutely incredible. So Meep, our first nominee, but let's go to nominee number 2.
Yeah, the next one comes from the Trackmania 2 RPG scene, and it is Morpheo. Yeah, Morpheo easily places himself among the most active players in the RPG scene of Trackmania 2 Stadium. And RPG, that is 2 things. You have a few competitions, but also just hunting world records on famous RPG tracks. And actually Morpheo managed, alone this year, to get 42 world records on RPG tracks. And not just random tracks, also very known ones, like Village of the Sacred Feathers or Only a Wooden Leg Remains. So very known names as well. So 42 world records for him. And then he also took part in competitions, such as the Night Cups, the RPG Brawl, and also the Classic RPG Cup. On all of those he was on the podium, 2 of them he was even winning. So that's our second nominee.
Yeah, our second nominee, Morpheo. Yeah, I've always pronounced him wrong. A very good RPG player. He has won the Classic Trackmania Player of the Year last year. Let's see if he can win it again in this one. But let's go with our next one. Also a very known player, let's be honest with that.
Yeah, the next one is Nadio track hunter, and it is Demon. Yeah, Demon achieved something this year, and it is that he got the world record on the last campaign track of 2 different Trackmania campaigns and games as well. So he got the world record on EO5 of TMNF, which is this 60 laps long track with 53 minutes of driving. Incredible what he achieved there, but he also got a world record on the last track of the TM2 Stadium campaign.
Yep.
So those 2 world records, just a very good achievement. He also got another Nadio world record on the track CO6 this year, also a great record. And currently we know he's also hunting one very legendary world record. Maybe he can still get it this year.
Would be awesome if he gets it, but also one of the players who's around for so long and on such a high level, and probably even one of the best Nadeo hunters. But there's one other person, of course, people we didn't mention here, you know, like Race Hounds and all other players who are hunting the solo mode. We have our next nominee, Hefes. Then Hefes got this run. What?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to make the joke. Yeah, we have another TMNF player, and it is Hefes who got this nomination. So between March and July he hunted a lot of the TMNF Nadio campaign, and in this time span he was able to achieve 8 world records, and that are still world records today. So in this old game it's definitely a huge achievement to get 8 world records.
Yeah, those tracks are very prestigious, and Hefest is getting nominated here as well. So we have our 4th nominee, and now nominee number 5. Maybe not of you guys actually know him too well, but he's also such a great player. It is Gravel Guy.
Exactly. Yeah, here we speak of a player that is active in Trackmania 2, generally Trackmania 2. First of all, he is extremely dominant in the Valley Smurfs Cup. Earlier, when Riolo participated, Riolo had a domination. You thought now that he is not there anymore, maybe it would be easier to fight for first place, but no. Gravel Guy took over that role. He's absolutely dominant out of, as he won also yesterday, out of 16 attendances from him, he won 15. And not just closely, he usually has a big lead. This is one big achievement, but the other achievement is there's one online event in Trackmania Turbo. each year one time, the Obriax Cup. And he was winning this year. And it's basically time attack over 30 maps, I think. And you gain points for your position after 4 or 5 minutes time attack. And he was so far ahead of everyone else. So yeah, those two things are already very good. But he also got world records on several environments. And in this Canyon competition with the prize money, he also got with his team 4th place and also won 80 euros. So this is why he deserves to be a nominee.
Yeah, not only good on Belly, but also on Canyon. Gravel guy, definitely someone to just put on this list. Classic TM player. And for everyone who's wondering why this is a classic TM player, it's just a non-Trackmania 2020 player, you know, who's just doing influential work on the other games. But we have one more nominee here, which is on the list. And it is a face that we've seen in or on Trackmania Turbo.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce them. X-Fanatil 3 Orts. Yeah, I actually subbed to the Trackmania World Record channel. Like, there are these channels on YouTube, no, where the world records on Nadio campaigns are uploaded. And I subbed the one from Turbo, and then I saw how often this guy came up there with new world records. He already got all 200 STMs, but this year he's going for another challenge, seems like. For now, he's mainly focusing on Valley and Canyon and Team Turbo, but he already got 56 world records out of 200, or out of 100 if you only take Canyon and Valley. So that's actually crazy. And he's playing as well as PC also on PS4. And yeah, the question is, will he continue and get the 200 world records clean sweep? We don't know.
Yeah, the real clean sweep, who knows? But yeah, I mean, already 56 is incredible. 56 world records. He's very fast, and it's actually, we missed the K there. So then the name makes a bit more sense. But those are 6 nominees. Make sure to vote for them. And also thank you so much, Marius, for joining into the categories. I think it's very nice to have those matches being covered by you, and also the players. You just have a lot of knowledge about that. Thank you so much, and have a nice evening, Marius.
Yo, thank you. See ya.
See ya. All right, we have one more guest today, and 4 more categories. Most improved player, then team of the year, amateur player, and pro player of the year. Those will be our 4 last nominees. And our guest for those is none other than Sinus Apple. Hello, hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for inviting me. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm happy to be here to talk about these categories coming up.
Yeah, also looking forward to that. I hope you're also doing very nice. Hopefully you were not falling asleep when Marius did a cool story, Bob. But I think it's very nice to see him just being so hyped about even those older environments. That's very nice. And let's go into the first category, which is Most Improved Player of the Year. We have 4 nominees there. And who's our first nominee?
Our first nominee is my move I've already seen in chat today. And I think it's an obvious choice here to get him in the Most Improved Player category. He's dominating the TMGL Challenger together with OTAC. And that is not the only thing he did, but although it is the most known thing. He won the Trackmania Climate fundraiser earlier this year, the MTP Cup in February. He won the Penrose Cup in April, and finished top 2 in the summer he finished top 2 in the summer campaign and top 3 in the spring campaign, and is the 14th player to win at STM on Turbo. Wow, I mean, you can keep on going and going. I think he's a deserved player here in this category.
Yeah, well, he's very good. He also barely missed out on qualifying to the World Cup, but he is just...
Which was an amazing match as well. Yeah.
It was he was finalist, and then he lost against, I think, Muda and Scrappy it was, if I was recalling it correctly. I think Scrappy went through, but it was a thrilling match. Too bad that he didn't make it. Maybe next year he has shown what he's able to do. And Mime is our first nominee here.
Alright, so let's go on to the second one. And the second nominee is Afi, a player who we all know probably. And he has really established himself as one of the top players in Trackmania, I think, this year. After a 5th place in the Trackmania Grand League step, a general ranking, of the winter season. He ended up getting 4th in this year's World Cup as well. And in the 4th TMGL season, he took home the bronze medal after after the general step ranking and made it into the final, where he became 2nd just after Pack. And yeah, that is a great performance this year. So I think Afi just sublime performer, and yeah, can't wait to see what he's going to do next year.
Yeah, from a third player, kind of from Trackmania Nations, going into the Trackmania Grand League and then establishing himself. You know, he has become 2nd. It's incredible. So great performance from Afi, and that's why he's on the list. You know, just that he's still going. And I actually thought before the World Cup that he is, not being fast enough, you know, because he's rather a consistent driver, but he has proven us all wrong. Afi was such a great performance, and with that, he just made up his spot on the list. And let's go with the 3rd nominee on this list.
All right, our 3rd nominee is someone who has been on the show before, just a little bit ago, and his name is Grenadi. So yeah, Grenadi really came alive when he joined the big boys in Trackmania Grand League Fall 2021. This is his first season, and he started out incredibly well. I think it's probably the best rookie season out of anyone in the history of Trackmania Grand League. And yeah, he's been a serious contender in every step of the Trackmania Grand League. Incredibly consistent, and also a high amount of speed. And yeah, he got into the playoffs, where he got into the final 6. So another player just like Afi, who I cannot wait to see what he's going to do in the next season.
Yeah, Granadi, also a blank piece of paper before he joined in the Trackmania Grand League. In terms of, I didn't know how he will perform. Will he just be top 12, top 13, or battle out for the top positions? And he eventually dominated by just getting himself a multiplier and just being in front together with Afi, as you've mentioned. And yeah, very nice performance. The wheel player, yeah, also started streaming this year. Very successful year for Afi, and I hope 2022 will be even brighter for him, even though it was already super nice with this season. But we have one more spot on this list.
And the last player on this list will be Otak. And Otak is already a known player in the tech scene of the Trackmania, of Trackmania, but this year, well, we all know what happened in the Challenger Series. He has been playing incredibly, and eventually did win 1st place in the regular season. And yeah, maybe we'll see him in Trackmania Grand League next year.
Yeah, with Mime dominated the Trackmania Grand League Challenger League, and he can definitely make it. He has to play the head-to-head against Evon, who's also a very strong player, and then of course, if he wins that, against Tween or Kappa. Yeah, so let's see what Otak can do. So those are our 4 nominees: Most Improved Player of the Year, Mime, Afi, Granadi, and Otak. And let's go to the next category, which is Team of the Year.
All right, Team of the Year. So we're going to talk a little bit about the teams in Trackmania. And our first nominee, let's just immediately dive into it, is Orcs GP Numelops, which I feel like I'm crowning myself a little bit now because I'm part of that team. But here we go. Numelops has participated in 8 of the 8 major team tournaments this year, and winning 3 of them, and finishing on the podium 7 times. So that is quite impressive. They're particularly dominant in full speed. They lost only 1 match in early 2021 and won literally every tournament that full speed had to offer. So yeah, pretty good full speed team. They entered in the Full Speed Hall of Fame in February 2021 and are the 3rd most title team in the history of that style, even though it is a very, well, relatively recent team, basically. In tech, they've always finished on the podium of the 4 major events. And additionally, in terms of individual performance, we have to mention Solja as well, who qualified for the Trackmania World Cup and is now participating in the Challenger Series of the Trackmania Grand League. And quick shout out to Bits as well, who ranked among the top 2 players of the Baltic Cup, hosted by SRK.
Yeah, so Solja barely missing out on the playoffs of the Trackmania Grand League Challenger, but eventually made it to qualify himself yet again into the 2nd season. Looking forward how he's performing. But what is very unique about Numelops is that they have not only a full speed lineup that is absolutely cracked. Yeah, you're also a full speed god, but also like very good individual players. So great to see them on the list. A very deserved spot. And let's go into nominee number 2.
All right, nominee number 2 is M&M Gaming. M&M Gaming has participated in 5 major tournaments this year, winning 2 of them and finishing on the podium 4 times. They have been the most dominating tech team alongside with THE. And their players have been particularly performant in solo events as well. Back in the Trackmania Grand League, I mean, he did quite well in the last season. And in the World Cup, Gamers Assembly, and of course Ratchet in various tech events such as Gamers Assembly or even the Trackmania, the German Trackmania Cup. M&M Gaming has also opened an academy team, providing an investment and dedication in developing the competitive scene in Trackmania.
Yeah, M&M Gaming again has shown that they are really committed to the game. Also the organizers, I mean, I'm casting for them. They're really passionate about the game. And PAC just winning the Trackmania Grand League just some days ago, literally, and just having a great lineup. So great to see them also on the list. And let's go for the third team on the list.
All right, our third team is Team Shift. And Team Shift, while being somewhat of a less dominant team, has participated in all of the major team tournaments this year. And has been the most consistent team out of everyone, finishing 7 times between 3rd and 5th places. That is indeed very, very consistent. They showed great performances in full speed, where they qualified for the FSM 2021 finals, which will be happening early January, along with Numelops, AR, and Evo. They also showed great pace during the Trackmania Season Challenger Series in the fall, where they finished 3rd. Finally, they showed great dedication to the competitive scene on Twitch and have great individual results, mainly with Barbos, mentioning the Trackmania the German Trackmania Cup, the Gamers Assembly, Halloween. So yeah, a lot of good players in Shift as well.
Yeah, comparably a little bit with OryxGP Numelops, that they have both a full speed and a tech lineup. It's also great to see their commitment to the game. And we have one more nominee on the list here, Sinus. Let's go ahead and take a look who they are.
All right, our last nominee, mentioned already a little bit ago, it is THE, Trackmania Heroes Europe. And Trackmania Heroes Europe has not been the most active team of the scene, particularly in only major 3-team tournaments throughout the year, though they have been very dominant in the few tournaments that they have played, winning 2 of them and finishing 2nd in the remaining one. Their second lineup also scored very well, finishing 6th, 7th and 7th in the events THE took part in. Finally, they also showed impressive individual results, particularly with Dexter finishing 2nd in the German Trackmania Cup. So yeah, THE, just when they play, they play.
Yep, so no Taro chatting here. Well, there's a note from the jury. Why Exalted Tower was not nominated. Although Exalted Tower had a successful end of the year, it is important to look that a team's achievement over a whole year, not just a last quarter. So it's just that they didn't really have a lot of participations on the list, and they didn't really claim a major tournament. Despite their very good performance in these events, they fall shy against teams that have been working hard since January and have been performing strongly until the very end of the year in multiple major team tournaments. However, we acknowledge the very good individual performance of the team, and they are rewarded for those, notably in the Amateur Player of the Year award. Oh, that was already a spoiler, right? Thank you for that, Mr. Note from the jury here.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
Yep. Okay, but there we go. I mean,
indeed.
They have
to always look at the recency bias in award shows like this, where of course we remember the most recent cups the most, and we have to look at the full year.
Yeah, you have to look at the full year, and also they have very good individual players. Yes, they have, but they played 1 tournament, yes, or 2 if I was recording it correctly, and Team Shift and then also M&M Gaming, Numelops, and also THE. They've played a lot of different tournaments, not only full speed, also tech, multi-style. They have a Trackmania Grand League. They're also in there, like the M&M pack and stuff like that. So that's why they are not in here. I hope that they will be in this category next year. However, let's go to the second to last category, Amateur Player of the Year.
All right, Amateur Player of the Year, and we're gonna start off with the first nominee, soon to not be an amateur player anymore. Mime is back in this category as well. And the Exalted Tower player, hey, you just heard that, just dominated the first installment of the Challenger Series together with OTAC. And well, I think we talked a little bit about this already, but yeah, he's just an incredible player, has been doing really, really well, deserving of this spot.
Yep. definitely deserves it. I mean, it's probably the last time we're gonna see Mime on this amateur category, but how those categories are split is literally TMGL player and non-TMGL player. And Mime is not a TMGL player just yet. That's why Mime is in this category.
Yet, indeed.
Yeah.
Might see a change to that, but we'll have to see about that one.
Yeah,
All right,
9th
let's
of
go
January.
to... yeah, indeed. Let's go to the second one. And our second player in this category is Mika. Arguably the ice god, the best ice player in the game. And he did not disappoint this year, showing dominance on all the icy campaigns that Flink has made. And he won every single campaign this year. He also tried to branch out in other styles. He almost made it into the Challenger Series by getting 6th place in the regulation match between OGL and the Challenger Series. So Mika, a really, really good player. Yeah, just known for his ice.
Yeah, he is very fast. I mean, I was seeing him playing Dank 69 and I almost cried. Yeah, how can someone be that good? Mika, absolutely incredible. So deserved nominee. But we have 2 more players on the list.
Right, and from ice we go to full speed, which I'm going to be a little bit biased here, maybe, but Dan is our next nominee.
Let's go.
And I don't know how I cannot cool story Bob this one, but here we go. Dan's performance has been incredibly dominant in basically one of the most dominant performances in full speed history. He has not showed any single weakness, basically playing every single map in all the 4 tournaments that we've had in full speed this year. And I want to particularly pick out map 1 of the grand final of FSL 2, where Numels played against Evo. It was a 3-3 sub-match. We had 21 rounds, and Dan scored 119 out of 126 points.
That's crazy. Wow.
That is just... I mean, that is a statistic right there. He did not crash once. He did not crash a single time in 21 rounds. His worst time was only 0.35 of the world record. His medium was 0.15 of the world record. And he accumulated more points than both of his other teammates combined. Well, that should say something about Dan's performance this year in full speed. And yeah, if there was a full speed player of the year, Dan would be it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I casted this match, if I was recalling correctly. I was speechless when I was seeing Dan and he played like that. It's awesome to see that. And also, of course, multi-style, yeah? The German Trackmania Cup, he finished 7th in there. That was awesome. So he's not only a full speed god, but he also becomes a good player on other styles. I mean, he was before that as well. But Dan, definitely the best full speed player out there.
Indeed. And before I talk too much about Dan, let's move on to the next player. Our next nominee is Ratchet, or as someone has called him previously, Ratchet. The M&M player did not disappoint this year, being both... Sorry, I had to do it.
It's good, it's good. A good focus.
Being both very performant in the individual and team events. Ratchet notably finished 6th in the Germany Trackmania Cup and 4th in Gamers Assembly. He also won Hot Ross Challenge, finishing 3rd in Turbos Cup. And finally, he finished 1st on the leaderboard of the Velocity Team Cup. So that is a lot of credentials right there. So Ratchet having a great year and therefore this nominee.
Yeah, he still has to work on to close out finalist rounds and not land in the turtle while being finalist. But hey, that's Ratchet.
That is a weak point there, but hey.
Also, we have one honorable mention here, Otak. We obviously need to put Otak due to his incredible performance this year in the honorable mention. During this year, he managed to win the Trackmania Grand League Challenger together with Mime, so he got 2nd in there. Winner of the regular TMGLC season with 178 more points than Mime, who has holding the 2nd place. 3rd place in the UB Team Tech Tournament, winner with Team France at the Trackmania Seasonal Series Country Championship. God, that's a way too dank name. He also reached the OGL Winter Finals this year. If I'm not mistaken, his overall year is a bit weaker than Mime's. Okay, that's quite biased there from the honorable mention guy, but hey, we take that. But he has been strong lately. Difficult not to mention him. Sadly, in the last round, he fell down before reaching the Trackmania Grand League World Cup. There we go.
Yes, indeed. For some of these categories, we kind of needed 5 nominees, I guess. But this is just how it is. We gotta have even numbers.
Yep. Okay, let's come to the last category, and probably the category most people look out for the most. Pro Player of the Year.
Alright, Pro Player of the Year. Yeah, it's the most famous category, and it's gonna be hard to not know who the nominees are of this category, because we've seen them play the big tournaments of the year.
MFG.
Yeah, I don't know why Mark is not on there, but
Yeah, he's still a
spoiler
beginner.
alert, he isn't. Yeah. Oh, he's a beginner. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. All right, but let's just go in with the number one. Yeah, it is Carl Jr. Who else? No brainer to nominate Carl Jr. because of what he won this year. It could have just looked easy because for Carl, but yeah, it is incredibly hard to win all of this. Trackmania Winter 2021 and the World Cup. So that is just Carl Jr., one of the best players in the history of Trackmania, and again this year winning 2 of the 3 major events here. Only Fall 2021 was not secured by him, so that is a really, really good performance.
Yep, I mean, due to motivation or not being available, Carl Jr. was not able to play the last step, and also he didn't play the final chance. So yeah, great performance from Carl Jr., but we have still 3 more players who should not be behind Carl Jr.
Yeah, and if you can fill in the gaps here, the next player is going to be Peck, because Peck is the other one who won one of the 3 major events. And Peck has always been a safe bet in any competition he's been part in, not only for the Trackmania Grand League or the World Cup. And yeah, fast like a lot of pro players, but he is just incredibly consistent while he is super fast, and that is always impressive to watch. Right on Carl's tail in the big events, and also the winner of the Gamers Assembly 2021, very recently the winner of the Trackmania Grand League Fall 2021. So when Peck is in the zone, yeah, he's just the best.
Yeah, he is the best. We have seen it struggling a bit in the best of 4, but then just dominating the match against Afi. Using one weakness and then, zack, you know, just dominating, being very, very, very strong. The Chad Peck for Eminem Gaming, but we still have 2 more players on this list.
All right, and for our third player in this category, we have Afi. Afi, like we said already, in the most improved player, has been playing really well this year, and is just really established himself as one of the fastest player in the scene. And while he joined with Gwen, together with Gwen in the Trackmania Grand League, I think he and it was a little bit in his shadow for the first couple of seasons. I think now we can all safely say Afi is one of the top players in the game and deserving to be one of the 4 nominees in this category here.
Yeah, especially after that performance the other day where Afi just won against Gwen, right? So very good.
Yeah, indeed. So rip that shadow.
Yeah. Now Afi is turning the table there. But one more player, and I think that's also a no-brainer, isn't it?
Indeed, it is the 17-year-old Gwen himself. And Gwen is almost unbeatable if he likes a map. And we've seen it in Step 4 of the Trackmania Fall Grand League, where he just dominated on Launchpad. And the mixture of his incredible game knowledge and risky lines makes him a very unpleasant opponent to play against. And I think that is very well said. He has won the the Zereta Cup with Aurel and Papu this year, and got first in the Fall group stage. And then afterwards got 3rd in the playoffs. And yeah, Gwen is just always so impressive to watch. I don't know how, but he seems to be faster than anyone else sometimes. And yeah, just really impressive all the time.
Yeah, very impressive. Gwen, I mean, he was not really playing too much. I'm not sure why, but if he plays, he is unstoppable. Whether it's a Kaki map, yeah, which he's just finishing in just 10 minutes by the looks of it, or just a Trackmania Grand League map where he is on another level if he likes the map. Very nice to see Gwen also on this list. So those are our 4 nominees, and also our last category: Carl Jr., Peck, Afi, and Gwen. Wow, this took a long time, 2 hours actually. Damn. Oh, dude, that was great. And thank you so much, Sinus Apple, for joining. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll definitely voting after this. Lots of hard choices here, but yeah, it's gonna be good.